Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan. You're in for a treat. On this special episode of the Logan Power Show, we're in live in North Charleston, South Carolina, where we speak to a man of many hats. He was a college professor and now he's a high school slash middle school teacher. He speaks multiple languages. He speaks English, Spanish, and Arabic. He is Dr. David Cross. So, what I want you to do before you watch this episode, I need you to subscribe today to the Logan Power Show. If you're interested in being a guest, go to the website today, www.theloganpowershow.us. Hey, donate this today. When you go to our website, click on the donate button. Please subscribe to our channel today. Follow us on social media. Hey, connect to us with us. Email us right now, the Logan Power Show at gmail.com. I'm telling you, we're coming with some new impactful stuff that you've never seen before, but we want you to be inspired, be encouraged. To God be the glory. You have a blessed day.
It's the Logan Power Show. Inspirational and motivational. It's the Logan Power Show. Informational to help you grow. Logan Power Show. And now the host, Calvin Logan.
Hey, welcome back to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan. Again, we're live here in North Charleston, South Carolina, and we have the privilege of meeting a phenomenal professor that we talked about earlier. He is Dr. David Cross. Dr. Cross, I want to thank you for coming here today and being with us. Tell us, how did you find a love for learning different languages? And the reason why I'm saying that, because you speak multiple languages, roughly 3, am I correct? And how did you find a passion? Because a lot of people can't say they can speak this many languages and function in education.
I'd say that the passion that I have for that has taken time. It's developed in different ways at different stages. It started, I guess, way back in the French that I took after school in 5th grade, then Latin that I took in high school. People ask why I took Latin, because no one spoke it, and I thought, well, that's, there are fewer people, it's more exotic, all the more reason. And of course, there are many historical reasons for that too. But then I went to Spanish in college, and I started doing that to fulfill the foreign language requirement of the liberal arts core. But then as I got into the 2nd and 3rd year, I started to like it more, and then I traveled abroad my 3rd year and part of my 4th year, and that really opened my eyes to other unique opportunities to investigate the language, develop it, to learn about the culture, things that I couldn't do just in the classroom back in the States. And then it was while I was in Spain that I actually learned about the role of the Moors and the Arabs in the history of Spain that began to pique my interest in Arabic. I traveled to North Africa twice while I was in Spain, and then got certified to teach English as a second language after graduating, taught in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, for 2 years, traveled around to some other parts of the Middle East, developed my interest in Arabic that way. And then after coming back here to the States, I studied Arabic more at Middlebury College during the summer, and then in Jordan one summer also. And so the 3 languages that I'm really proficient in, English, Spanish, and Arabic, that's kind of the lowdown on those. I know a few words in some other languages, and I'm interested in a lot of them. I can't claim real proficiency in them, but one thing, to go back to the initial question of my passion for it, is I found that there are some expressions in English or in Spanish or whatever that are unique to that language. They don't translate exactly. So when you translate them, the best you can do is an approximation, a paraphrase, a circumlocution. And people who are experienced in translation interpretation know that, but what it also means is that there's certain concepts that are unique to that language, certain words. When a student says, or a client says, how do you translate that? And you'll say, this is the best I can do. It's not exact. So, but that's something that reflects the unique differences of cultures from one place to another. There are also pieces of information, scholarship, that are available only in one language. For example, if I wanted to find out about what people bought on a daily basis in ancient Babylonia, I'm not going to get that by doing research in Spanish or French or English, I'd have to speak Babylonian or Akkadian or something like that. Look back at some of the original documents, the tabs, I guess, that they used for keeping records back in that time. There are not many of those anymore, but there still are. And that's actually one of the languages that I'm interested in learning. I mean, not many people speak it, but there's still a lot of documents. And because it's a Semitic language like Arabic, it's amazing how many similarities there are between Akkadian from several thousand years ago and modern Arabic.
Got it. And then also, because you have been a professor so long and now high school / middle school / teacher, when you think about education as a whole and the sort of the sponge in learning, how can we sort of tell kids to learn to embrace learning different cultures and not be so far off? Like say, hey, I don't want to embrace that, but understand if you learn it, it can create benefits. Can you explain of how beneficial it is for kids to learn and step outside of their comfort zone?
That's a good question, and there are many approaches I could say to that, or take to that. I could say anything that's difficult, whether it's a foreign language or a science or a math, is going to be intimidating. And it's going to make you less likely to want to do it, less enthusiastic about it. I was that way with science in high school, with English and history to some degree, and so I felt the same way about them that many people might feel about a foreign language. Of course, the unique challenge for a foreign language that I see students face is that not only do you not know the subject matter, but you don't even know the language. It's like you're being thrown off the deep end. You don't even know how to say ABC, my name is. Does that mean that it's really harder? Not necessarily, but it seems that way at first. And so I would say, kind of like you said, be willing to embrace the unknown. Be willing to make mistakes. Don't judge yourself too harshly. That's one thing. Another thing is that, like with any subject, it opens up so many other opportunities. Look at, I'm trying to think, opportunities, for example, almost any field you go into, whether it's teaching, diplomacy, government, law enforcement, military, ministry, medicine. The more languages you speak, the more clients, patients, people you can work with. And so it's going to help you for that too. A lot of people nowadays they judge what they study, maybe not in middle and high school, but in college and university, in terms of the return on the investment. How much money can I make? Well, studying a language by itself might not make you rich. Then again, it might if you're lucky, but whatever else you do, it's going to enhance your ability to do that. And so I think for that reason alone, it's worth studying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then because you decided to take yourself and make yourself more of a competitive person, you studied abroad. Would you recommend for this particular generation to not just get caught in the United States sort of learning, but step outside to be able to be more of an effective, learner and be able to find who you are as a person?
Absolutely, and I think that's true. Certainly for language, as it was with me, but even if you don't study a foreign language, just to go to a different country, experience a different culture, different way of doing things. My sister studied in London, England, and they speak English there, different dialect, but the same language, but aside from the dialect, the culture's different. I've known other people who've studied there or in Canada, so language wasn't so much of an issue, but the culture is. Language, of course, too, as you mentioned. Just seeing new things. So absolutely, it will make you, it'll help you in many ways. So.
I got it, yes sir. Since you are a man of many traits, your belief, your faith has kept you. Has it made you a better, since you know multiple languages and know the different meaning, has that made you a better studier of the Bible because you know how to decipher what that would mean in different languages?
I would qualify that a little bit. First, it hasn't made me an expert because I'm not trained in biblical languages, but it's made me more aware.
Gotcha.
I think of the benefit of doing that. And those are on my list of things to do when I have more time. One of the fascinating things about Hebrew or Aramaic is that those are Semitic languages, so they're kind of distant cousins to Arabic. And I had a former colleague of mine who was, in addition to teaching Christian studies, he also taught biblical Hebrew, and he read several verses of a book written in Hebrew to see how much I could get, and I understood about 50% of it just based on cognate similarities between Hebrew and Arabic. So that's something that I'd like to investigate down the road. I do happen to know the Greek alphabet because many years ago my father took a course in New Testament Greek just out of curiosity by the Sunday school teacher at our church, and I memorized the alphabet to use to send secret messages in class, which wasn't the best reason, but I still remember it. And if I ever choose to learn the language, that'll be one step out of the way.
I got it. Understandable. We do see that the United States is changing. There is a two-part language. English and Spanish is probably the number. It's like hand in hand. We do see a lot of things where you see sort of the unknown. You see people sort of size people of a body, speak differently. But you're here teaching the youth. Do you feel by you stepping out and saying, I'm going from a professor to now high school, do you feel that you're making a greater impact now than you were when you were a college professor?
I don't think the impact is necessarily greater because I think you can make a great difference or a little difference at any stage in a person's life. It depends partly on what you put in, but ultimately it depends on how that other person takes it. So I had to do the first step, they have the second. But the nice thing about starting earlier is that they have more time left in their life to make of it. So there's greater potential, I think. And I'm happy to do that. And one thing that I've learned about learning languages is that by the time you pass out of puberty, it's very difficult to achieve a native-like accent or pronunciation in a foreign language. And some of the other skills, like critical thinking, you might be able to do those better as an adult. College students actually have an advantage in that regard, even though they don't know it. But they're self-conscious about making mistakes. That often holds them back, even though it shouldn't. But the accent, more than anything else, is something that kids and younger adolescents have a definite advantage in.
I got you. Biggest question, did you ever envision yourself being a professor, a teacher? That ever come across your mind growing up?
Occasionally. It's not something I dreamt of, but I did think about it. I didn't really have a whole lot of plans. I had thought about being a physicist, a mathematician, jazz saxophonist, and the last one I still have dreams about, so I've given up on the other ones. Teaching, not so much, but many of my family members have been teachers or education administrators. Both my paternal grandparents, my father, my three paternal aunts, all did that. Even my mom did it a little bit. And both my parents, after they tried their hand at teaching, they became librarians, which are educators of sorts. So I wouldn't be the first in my family to do it.
I got it. Final thing is the legacy that you want to leave. Where do you see it all saying when you say like, hey, I did my part, I ran the race, I need to pass it on to somebody else? What do you want to see leave the legacy for you when Dr. Cross is done?
I hope that things are better overall for the next generations than they were for me. People, if they remember me at all, they won't remember me for very long, maybe a decade or two, if that, and then what will happen won't happen to me the same that happens to most people. But I hope that people are better off because of what I did. So
I gotcha. Well, you heard it first live at the Logan Power Show. Man of many traits, humble man, definitely has a plethora of knowledge. If you ever get a chance to sit in his classroom, he will definitely empower you to be a better you, and you will learn from what he's got to teach you. This is all the time I got here at the Logan Power Show, where we're here to empower you, to inspire you, to let you know that faith will get you way beyond your ever imagination. And listen, learning is like a sponge, so we have to embrace the unknown. So embrace today, know that you're going to make it, and to God be the glory. Have a blessed one in Jesus' name.
It's the Logan Power Show. Inspirational and motivational. It's the Logan Power Show. Informational to help you grow. Logan Power Show.